Hi guys, I am late again with another episode, but I know you guys know exactly what's going on in my life. I'm super excited about this episode because I've been doing a series on my podcast where I just talk about pet peeves, and I think I'm an asshole person because I pretty much have so many pet peeves that I could talk about it for. I think this might be like my fourth episode now, and each episode's around like 30 minutes long. So if I could be, going off about the shitty things in life, that should say something about my character. Me pointing fingers at everyone, but seriously, I am just as big of a problem. But anyways, this one actually took a while to compile because I have obviously been doing this for a second now, and so I was kind of running out of ideas of things that I was getting annoyed with. But sure enough, I think this list that I have is almost 20 items, so it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, anyways, before we get into that, if you're new here, thank you for clicking on this video or podcast episode. This is not my normal background. I'm moving and I wanted to put it in everyone's face that I was moving. So my setup looks like this. This is literally where I've been living for the past few days now. And I'm just sitting on this random chair, one of the chairs in the back there. And this is also what I look like when I'm eating dinner because we don't have any dining tables in our apartment. So I just kind of sit like this and then eat my food in my lap. Without further ado, hello Buffalo. I do this, if you're new here, at the beginning of every single episode where I just give you guys the TLDR of my week, but through a high, which is a good thing that happened, low, something bad, Buffalo, something weird that happened. And it just is a way for me to ease into the episode. It's also like sometimes so freaking fun. Some of the things that just happen in my life. I sound really conceited right now. If I were my own friend, I would want to hear these things. I would think they were entertaining. Okay, it's not just me. But anyways, you guys should also do these with me. It would be so fun if you guys commented down below your high-low Buffalo for the week, or like if you had a really interesting high or low or Buffalo. I would love to hear it because some people's stories and their life is crazy. My high for this week, I am finally living in luxury in my early 20s. When I moved into this apartment, first off, we didn't know this, but we have a freaking ice maker, guys. An ice maker in our fridge. And you guys will get a whole apartment tour, obviously. But I used to make ice on the daily. Like it was like my part-time job because I would drink matcha or coffee every day, and if I wanted it ice, I would have to fill up the cup to the top, and by the time I filled it up to the top, I already finished the ice tray. If I wanted cold water, I would have to fill up the ice tray, and it was just like something I had to keep tab on every single day. But we found out we actually have one in our refrigerator. I took so many pictures. Tiff and I, John and I, we were like freaking out. We were like, oh my God, we have an ice tray. And then you guys are probably listening to this like, what the hell? But also, this apartment doesn't come with an AC unit. And we just happened to move on like the hottest day of the summer so far. It was like high 95-ish, 33-ish degrees, 32-ish degrees. I don't even know if that conversion is right. I think it is. I'll put the right one if I said it wrong. It was so hot. And I needed to sleep somewhere. So the first night I slept at my friend's apartment. But the second night I was like, I just need to sleep at my own. And so I managed to secure an AC unit. And thank God, because I was sweating in this apartment, just like standing and just existing. It's just one of those, higher up units, so it gets super hot because the heat rises, and it's insane. Like I would legit sit on my bed for like 3 seconds and I was covered in a thin layer of sweat. I do have to say though, we did prepare early on and made sure we did get an AC unit from like one of the people living in our apartment, but he freaking screwed us over. And the night before, he like texted us and said, hey, like my brother ended up selling both AC units. And so we had no AC for the hottest weekend of the summer. And it was really stressful trying to get an AC unit because everyone else and their mothers was also trying to get an AC unit. So I couldn't secure anything. But we got super lucky with this one family. And when I installed it and it worked, I just realized I'll never ever take AC for granted. And finally, the last two luxurious things about our apartment that is making me so happy and grateful every freaking day is having windows in our main areas and bathroom and in our own respective rooms. You guys saw in my last apartment, I've done plenty of tours. I've filmed everywhere in my apartment, and it does not look like this. To have windows and like good lighting throughout the day and to be able to see the outside, you guys have no idea how much that has done to my mood. And I've put this on like a caption before, and I think I saw it somewhere, but I genuinely have the emotional maturity of a flower. Like, I just need sunlight, and the moment I have it, I feel really, really good. And I think it's just the California in me, but seriously, like, look at this, guys. I could not be more grateful. And we also hear birds. I don't know if you guys can hear them. You guys probably can't. I don't know how good this like $7 mic is, but we hear birds every morning instead of traffic. And so I sleep really well, and I wake up to birds like Cinderella. We also have laundry dryer in my building. You guys have seen so many clips and of me doing laundry and also complaining about the laundry and having to go like 15 minutes on a walk to take my laundry, you know, to the laundromat, sit there for a few hours and then bring it back and pay like $15 every single wash. And so it was getting ridiculous, but now we have it here, which is so awesome. I will never take that for granted forever. I took a video of the first time I did my laundry because it was that dramatic. Just New York things, you know. This is the fine print that nobody talks about for living in New York City. It's a beautiful and amazing city to live in, but it does come with some cons, for sure. Okay, so for my low, for some reason, and my dad, if he were to watch this, he would definitely turn it to a superstitious thing. For some reason, things are a lot harder than they should be. Just like normal processes, getting things done, running errands, they're just harder than they should be. And I'll explain in a second, but my dad would definitely say it's because it's my bad luck year. But in Chinese culture, if you believe in it or if you care to know about it, we believe in the zodiac. So every single year there is a different animal. And if it is your animal's year, so I'm a dragon, if it is the dragon year, which it is this year, it is actually bad luck for you. Things tend to not come easy to you. You should lay low. Pretty much that's the whole thing and spiel about the year. And so if my dad had heard about this, what I'm about to say right now, he would definitely say it's because it's my bad luck year. But every little thing has not been easy to get. This is like setting up the Wi-Fi in this apartment was insane. We had to call each Tiff and I like maybe 2-3 times, stay on the phone for like 30 minutes at a time to just figure out a good Wi-Fi rate and just to see if we can get Wi-Fi in this apartment. Setting up our utilities in this building has been really difficult. We had to call several people. Setting up the rental payments for our apartment has also been difficult. There's issues with it. Also, with my whole tattoo situation. So I would say tattooing itself is not the hard part. It's actually my favorite part of it. The hard part is the logistical things, like getting clients in that are willing to pay. That is a hard part, like getting people to find you and know who you are. Because I know there are plenty of people out there, and this is not being narcissistic. This is me seriously using my common sense, I know there are people out there who want to get tattoos in the style that I do. I know that there is demand for it, but you have to get your name out there and show them that you exist, or else they won't know that your service exists. And so I've been using Instagram Reels, like different methods of promoting myself. And what ended up happening was my ads account got blocked and disabled because they thought there was something suspicious going on. And so for a whole week, I just could not post any ads and boost myself. And so I'm a week behind on finding clients. And it finally took until yesterday. And I've been trying for the past week to get this ads account up. It took till yesterday to troubleshoot the issue because Instagram support does not freaking work. And then just random things in work not really working out, the AC unit not working out, just like little things here and there just falling through, and not being as easy as it really should be. I'm not even going to excuse myself for complaining. I genuinely felt annoyed and terrible having to figure out all these things. Finally, I've just had some fun interactions with some random people in the city. When we were moving, Tiff and I got into the bus and we literally watched two old men yell at each other, trying to get out of the bus and enter the bus. So one old man was trying to get out of the bus, and then the other man was trying to get in through the same door. And the old man that was getting out was like, just wait, your turn. Wait for me to get out. And he was like yelling in his old man voice. And then the other old man in his old man voice yelled back, was like, I need to get in. They were like spitting and like in each other's faces and like trying to like get through the door. And I was like, is this actually happening? And Tiff and I were like, oh my God, like thank God we didn't get off at the stop because that would have been really awkward for us. And then yesterday, this is just like another side interaction that I had. I was just walking out of my apartment and this homeless lady walking insanely fast. And normally if you just don't bother them and you don't look at them, they will just walk their own direction and you walk yours. And she was coming at me, like about to walk to my side, but she decides to make a 45-degree turn and walk into my face. I was not ready for it. And normally in these situations, in my head, I think I'm going to be like this badass person that's going to be like, you know, ready to dodge anything in the moment. But no, that didn't happen. I just like was stunned because she like got in my face and she spewed some sounds. I don't even know what she said. I decided to dodge her, obviously, because that's common sense. This other time though, this trumps all moments in my life, and this is totally a side story, but when I was in college, I think sophomore year, I went to Seattle, and there's this one part of Seattle that had a lot of homeless people laying around. And I remember waiting to cross the sidewalk, and this man like comes up behind me, and I did not know he was behind me at all because I was just waiting there, and he was so quiet, and he like gets up behind me and whispers in my ear, and he goes like, can I have some money? I think that's what he said. And he like gets so close in my ear. It like freaked me out because he got so close to me, and he was like insanely tall, and he like had to bend down and like whisper in my ear, and I was like, what the fuck? Like that was definitely the most uncomfortable, scary experience that I've had. I'm going to move on to the topic of this week's episode, another pet peeves. But yeah, let's get into it. My list of continuing pet peeves. This one's so good, guys. As in, like, this is such a bad pet peeve. It's just such a bad experience. When I order a drink from, like, anywhere, honestly, but mainly coffee shops, getting my matcha, my latte, it's already so expensive. The least that you could do is fill it up to the top. And sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes they leave like an inch or even half an inch. Like, I mean, I need that drink to be filled to the brim because that's what an 8 ounce is. That's what a 12 ounce is. That's what I paid for. Why is it not filled to the top? You could have honestly filled it with ice. You could have watered it down with water and I would have been a little bit happier. Like, to leave it just like barely touching the top really bothers me. Like, fill it to the top because I paid for it. I also don't like it when, which I get it, I understand why, but I don't like it when I say like less ice or no ice and they'll give me less of the drink because they want to honor the fact that ice needs to be a significant portion of the drink instead of giving me more of the drink. Some places will be super nice and will do the right thing and fill it up to the top, even though I asked for no ice or less ice. But then there's some places that don't. But I get it because this economy is just so bad. Like, honestly, same. I also don't like it when I go to Asian restaurants and they give me American broccoli. If there's supposed to be broccoli in a dish at an Asian restaurant, it's not supposed to be American broccoli. There's Chinese broccoli for a reason, and it's not the same if it's American broccoli. So if you're trying to figure out whether or not the place that you're eating at is authentic Chinese, if they give you American broccoli, it's not. The next thing is hat or helmet hair. I love to add to my outfit if I wear a hat. Wearing a helmet is really important when you bike and like use certain types of transportation. But it's just so annoying to take off the hat, take off the helmet, and then have your hair super messed up. And this goes for like walking into work if I bike before, or if I wear a hat and I want to wear it for the morning, but then at night I'm going out, I'm not going to wear a hat. But then my hair's messed up. So what the hell do? Do I have to wash it? Yes. I have to wet my hair so that I can redo it again. But I wish I didn't have to do that. I wish my hair just looked fine with or without a hat. And that's just not the case. The hat really just ruins it. I know once I wear a hat, my hair is done for the day. I can't take off the hat for the rest of the day. I have to keep it on. So that's a pet peeve. This one's rough. When I try to save money but end up spending more. So sometimes like I'm like, oh, I'm going to try to save money. Like I try to buy this top and I was like, I'm going to try to save money by buying this brand of the top because I heard it's good quality. And then I get a hole in it and then I have to buy another top when I could have just bought a proper, expensive, genuinely good quality top and then saved money overall. But no, I had to buy one top and then buy another. Oh, another one is with our vacuum. Try to save money buying a cheap vacuum, but we are cursed with our vacuum. This is our 4th or 5th vacuum of the past few years, which is insane. We try to save money each time. We use Facebook Marketplace, vacuum on Amazon that had a lot of good reviews, broke on us. All of it broke on us when we could have just bought a good, expensive vacuum with all of that money that we spent. We could have bought a Dyson with how much money we've spent on vacuums, and it would have lasted us even longer. Another pet peeve is when you buy something but you don't wear it or use it. Sometimes like I go to a store and I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely wear this. And then I keep it in my closet, but then it passes the return date, and I actually never wear it. And I just keep it in my closet for like a year. And I keep looking at it and I'm like, I will wear it. I will wear it one day. But I actually never do. And it just like ends up sitting there as like that shirt I will always plan to wear but never wear. And that happens. Sometimes I'll buy things thinking that I will use it, but I don't actually ever use it, or I'll use it once and I'll never use it again. And it's like, what? Why did I do that? Why did I think this was a good idea? That is a huge pet peeve because it just sits there as a reminder that I could have spent that money on like something else, but instead I bought that and I can't go back on that decision. Yeah, I hate that. Another pet peeve. When I'm using the bathroom in a public space and the distance between the door and the wall is too wide. And this also goes for like the top and bottom of the door. This doesn't happen as often. I feel like, people are pretty good about setting up public bathrooms so that it's only your like feet showing, or like the top of the door actually does cover your head, so you're not like able to see somebody over the door, which is so awkward. But what people don't do a good job of is the in between, where like you lock the door, that space where you can, sometimes it's like an inch and you could literally look in through that little slip and see someone peeing or shitting. And it's like just enough where even if you weren't trying to look, you could still see someone in their stall. And I hate that. And I also know someone can see, because when I'm peeing, I can see through the slit. And so I can see people walking in the bathroom. I hate that. It's so uncomfortable. Oh God, it's just such bad design. It bothers me. Another pet peeve is, this one's super niche and it just has to do with my hobby / career choices to be a YouTuber and podcaster. But when my mic is not mic'd and I record a whole episode or I record a whole vlog and the audio just didn't work out, that really, really bothers me, and it happens way more than you guys know it. I don't talk about it every single time that it does happen. Instead, I just like don't show the clip, and I'm just really sad on the days that I edit, because I'm like, damn, that would have been a really good video clip or, episode clip, and I just can't use it because you can't hear anything. It's super duper duper annoying. Also, just, it's better than nothing. Like, it's better than finding out post editing process. But like when I'm filming, sometimes I'll realize it midway through the clip, midway through filming, and I just get so annoyed because I'm like exhausted. Like, filming takes it out of you some days, especially when you're talking forever and ever. And I'm like, no way I have to record that whole thing and say the exact same thing 2 or 3 more times, because sometimes I still don't get it the second time, so I have to do it again. And honestly, at the third point, that's my fault. So another pet peeve that I have is, these 2 pet peeves have to do with the gym. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I feel like I have, but I really hate it when I go to the gym and the guys at the gym that I go to, they make these insane, unnecessary sounds. They sound like they're having sex while we're in the gym. And I'm just trying to focus on my workout. I turn up my volume so loud, but I still hear them grunting and just making super unnecessary, like, moaning noises. I just don't like it. And it bothers me, and it keeps me from having a good workout. And it makes me feel more pain, because I have to like carry their pain, because they're like projecting it on me, on top of my pain from doing my workout. So I hate that. Also hate the treadmill timer. That shit does not work the moment you turn it on. I don't know what happens to time in that moment, but when I'm on the treadmill, I swear to God, what I do is like, I really don't like cardio, guys. I don't like running. Okay, let me take that back. I like cardio. I don't like running. My preferred form of cardio is not running, but sometimes I will run on the treadmill. And one of the tactics that I use to, lessen the pain, to not make it feel like such a bad workout, is I will try to look everywhere else except the timer. I try to look at my phone, because I'm like always telling myself, just try to run like 10 minutes, and I just need to hit the 10 minutes and I'll get off. Like, literally once it's like 10:00, I'm off that treadmill. Like 9:59, my finger is hovering over the stop button, especially like the 4 to like 7 minute like period. That's the most painful for me. And I try really hard not to look at the timer. But when I do, I swear to God, I'm like running and I'm like, it has to be like 40 seconds. Like, I've had to run 40 seconds at least. I look at that timer. It went from like, I don't know, 2:58 to like 3:05, like 10 seconds. There's no way that I've ran like 60 freaking steps and it was only 10 seconds. That makes no sense to me. It's actually so insane, and it's so uncomfortable seeing how slow that timer moves. I don't think it works like most clocks. I think it actually slows down at some point. I don't know, guys. It's really annoying though. I also don't like lukewarm drinks that I expected to be extra hot or cold. So I prefer, if I'm going to get an iced coffee, an iced latte, an iced whatever, it better be freezing. If I want something hot, it better be extremely hot, like steaming. If I want a tea, it better be steaming. I do not like lukewarm drinks. So I don't like it when my drinks turn lukewarm. It really bothers me. Also, another pet peeve is when I get a latte, and I feel like the standard now should be to order a latte and get a 12-ounce cup. I feel like that should be the normal small. But no, guys. Some places use 8-ounce cups for their small, and some places won't tell you it's an 8-ounce cup. And I just assume that it's going to be a 12-ounce. And so when I get an 8-ounce, I get really annoyed. This one sounds really ridiculous coming out of my mouth, but you guys can't gaslight me. I'm telling you, I just get annoyed. And it's just a fact. I get annoyed when I get an 8-ounce cup when I get a coffee. I finish it in 2 sips, and it's not fun to finish my drink in 2 sips. I want to be able to sip it slowly, but no, even if I sip an 8-ounce slowly, I'm done. It's like a Costco sample. I also really don't like eating sounds. That's why I can't do mukbangs. It just really irks me. The sound of it just does not make me feel comfortable. Just the chewing sounds, just like the saliva, churning up and like degrading your food. I can't stand that sound. Another pet peeve, there's a lot of food pet peeves I'm noticing in this list, but another pet peeve is when I go to, a dinner spot usually, and they give me bread, which is so nice, but the bread that they give me is cold. Like, don't give me bread at that point. Why don't you toast it? Like, microwave it for like 30 seconds so that it's not freaking hard like a rock. Like, sometimes I get these and yes, I know it's free, but like, I'm so excited for free bread. And I'm so grateful to get free bread. But when it's cold, I can't even eat it. And it's like hard. And it's just so bland. Sometimes they won't even give me like butter. And if they give me butter, it just sits there like a stick. It doesn't even melt into the bread because it's cold. Commit to the bit. Commit fully. If you're going to give me something like that, fully follow through and execute it beautifully. Don't fall short because you're just so close. And then I just start noticing these things that I don't like about it, even though it's free, which again, I acknowledge is really nice. Another pet peeve I have is when I'm walking behind someone and they randomly stop. Sometimes it's just to check their phone. Sometimes they realize they're going the wrong direction. But to make an abrupt stop, especially when you're in the middle of a walking sidewalk, lane, whatever, and you don't check to realize that I'm literally a foot behind you and you just fully stop and I nearly slam into you, that really bothers me. And I have to abruptly stop and abruptly make a turn. I really don't like that. I really, really don't like that. I know I'll do it sometimes, so I am guilty of doing this, but still, I just don't like it when people do it to me. Another pet peeve that I have, so this is just because I choose to not buy, frames, proper things to put up my pictures and posters on the wall, but as you guys have seen in the past, I'm a big masking tape, double-sided masking tape kind of girl when it comes to putting up my pictures. I won't buy frames. I don't know why. I just refuse to invest in frames and nails and nail them into the wall, which I get the whole appeal. I love the look of it. I think it looks very adult, but I just cannot get myself to invest in frames. And so I use masking tape, and with that comes a lot of days where I will wake up to the sound of my art falling off the wall, or I'll get scared because I'll hear my art falling off the wall and I didn't expect there to be noise coming from my room when nobody else is in my house. And so I really hate that because then I have to put it back up. And sometimes it happens like once a week. There's this one particular picture which I know is meant to be in a frame because she's just that kind of piece. Like, she's supposed to be in a frame. And maybe like that's the art's way of telling me, like, why are you using masking tape on me? It's so offensive. But I don't care. I've been using masking tape, but every week without fail, that piece will come out. Even though I put like at least 15 pieces of tape. I'm talking each corner, in between each corner, in the middle, to reinforce all the corners and support the main part of the picture. But no, it just still comes out, and I will use brand new tape. And it's like, how? And it's always that one piece. And I've been thinking about it every day. I'm like, I should get a frame, especially moving into the new apartment, but I still haven't done it. And I probably won't, honestly. Last pet peeve on my list is doing my nails. And I'm talking using regular nail polish. I'm not talking using gel nail polish. This is why I love gel nail polish. It's because it dries very quickly, very well. It's very reliable. The light does its job. And in maybe 10 minutes, my nails are perfectly dried and I can do whatever I want and go about my day. But I still use regular nail polish from time to time. And it is still one of the most annoying things that it takes me 2-3 hours for me to sit there. I'll allocate time properly to just sit there and watch a TV show, do nothing, literally not even pee when I need to. But still, after 3 hours, I'll go, I don't know, brush my leg, and my nails have the print from my jeans. Or the next day, it will still not be dried. Like, how much longer do I need to wait? It's been 3 hours. I have so many things to be doing. I cannot wait 3 hours for my nails to dry. And I already did such a good job for those 3 hours that when it just fails after the 3 hours, I'm like, what did I wait for? What did I do those 3 hours? What a waste of time. Anyways, it should be my personality trait that if I use regular nail polish, I will never have perfect nails. I will have dents on my nails. I will have prints on my nails. They will tear apart in the next day. And it's just part of my personality. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys like this episode. I need to run off because I have an appointment in like 10 minutes that I need to run to. And yeah, I hope you guys like this. Please let me know if you guys agree or disagree with any of my pet peeves. You guys can't really gaslight me because this is truly how I feel at my core when these things happen. But you can let me know what you guys think about them if you guys want. And if you guys have other things to add to this never-ending list of pet peeves, apparently, please leave them down below. And again, I created a form. It's a Google form and it's completely anonymous. If you want to leave suggestions, feedback, comments on the podcast, it is fully up to you. Please do so. I would love to hear what you have to say. I will take that feedback and advice personally. I would love to know what you guys want to hear in the future episodes, what I could do to make your podcast listening experience a little bit better. And yeah, thanks for listening. Have the best week and bye.